Hi enjoyers, today we're going to have a lot of fun because today we're going to discover our blueprints. But first of all, I want to say thank you to everybody. Our channel reaches 100 subscribers and I appreciate a lot. Thank you for your support, you are amazing. Let's back to our video. We're going to create new folder with blueprints. So I'm going to create blueprint folder. And before we start, if you want to get my completed projects and created assets, you can subscribe to my Patreon. There you can find some assets and projects from my videos. I would appreciate any support. Right click here and blueprint class. I'm going to explain you these common classes, but I'm not going to explain you all because there are many different classes and it will take a long time to explain everything. So let's stick with common classes. First one is the actor. Actor is the object that you can place in the world and it will affect the world, and also you can interact with actors. Then we have pawn. Pawn is just actor, but you can add inputs, you can control pawn. For example, it can be car. Then we have this character. Character is the child of pawn. This is actually a pawn that you can add some walking, running, jumping. So character is a humanoid or animal. Then we have this player controller. This is a controller for the actors, pawns. Actually, you can add control only to pawns and characters because you can't add inputs for actor. So player controller responsible for controlling. You can add some rules for control, for example, delay inputs or add buffer. All that stuff in the player controller. Then we have this game mode base. This is actually game mode rules. You can add, for example, first-person shooter rules. You can add default pawn, and when you add some default pawns, you can always play that pawn when you don't have specific character in that level. Then we have this actor component. Actor component is a component that you can use in a different type of blueprints, and it will universally work for them. For example, you created character, you want to add some health, stamina, and all this same stuff. You can create actor component and add that component to the character, and in the component you can add that health and stamina. And when you create different type of other characters, for example, NPC enemies, other player characters that are playable for player, then you can add that component to them and it will work well. Then we have the skin component. Skin component almost the same, but skin component actually has own location transformed, so we can put some coordinates on this component. Alright, let's use this actor. I'm going to call this blueprint actor. And let's open this one. Now we have this interface. Then let's explore it. First of all, we have this button compile. When you do some changes here, this compile becomes with question mark. For example, let me add something, for example, cube. Now you can see there is a question mark. Click here, you see this check. This means that everything is alright. If you had red sign, that means you have some problems and you need to fix them. Okay, now you can see this cube. And when I throw this on the level, you can see my blueprint actually is a cube. And for example, we have the default scene root. This is our coordinates in the world. I can change this using this cube, drag and drop cube here. And now cube is a definer for our coordinates. So now this cube is our actual blueprint actor and location is specified by this cube. Alright then, let's check out these components. This is our all elements in the blueprint. We can add different stuff. For example, let's add here trigger box, or let's add collision, which called box collision. Okay, this is collision. Let's change box extent here for now. I will explain it later. Okay, now we can add different type of elements. If you want, we can add here particle and other stuff, for example, particle. Let's use this cascade. Do we have some particles? Yeah, we have. Okay. Then we have this my blueprint. Here you can add some additional variables, graphs, functions, markers, and so on. Let's check out graphs. Graphs is, for example, this event graph. This is just a place where you can create some different logic. And this is just for creating some hierarchy, some order, to avoid some chaos, because you must keep this clean. Otherwise you will lose a lot of time trying to find something that you created before. So keep this clean, and graphs help with that. Then we have functions. Functions are the specific code that you can use in your blueprint, and they work instantly. So you can create them. For example, this is our function. You can create function and then add that function here and connect it for example, with some different events. And this is universal. You can call different places here, and also you can call this function from other blueprints. If that other blueprint has access to this blueprint, then you can call even function for this blueprint. So functions are not exclusive for this blueprint. But you have one limitation: you can't make them work in time. So when you try to add delay, for example, you can't, because delay requires time, and you don't have time in the functions. Functions are instant. For example, you can even here find this pure, check this, and you get function that doesn't even have pin. You can connect it. This is because this is instant. All right, let's check out macros. Macros is the same as function, but you have other limitation. You can actually here call delay. This is possible. You can add some time in this type of macro, but macros have other limitation. Macros are exclusive for this exact blueprint. You can't call macros from the different blueprints, even if they have access to this one. So this is exclusively for this blueprint. So if you need to call functions from another blueprint, you need to use functions. If you need only here and you need to use some, I would say, function, but in the blueprint, or maybe you need to add them some delay or some stuff that requires time, then you need macros. All right, now we have these variables. Variables is actually some valuable numbers, maybe objects in your blueprint. So you can add, for example, boolean. Boolean is true or false. This is for asking some questions. For example, I create branch, and branch has this condition, true or false. And I can use this boolean to adjust this branch. For example, if this is true, this is true, and if false, this is false. And we can add this for different type of different nodes. Or we can create, for example, here integer. This is a number without some decimals. For example, float, you can actually make more precise. So here you have this 0.5. For integer, you have only whole numbers. Then we have different type of names: string, text, vector. This is all for naming. For example, this is name. This is text just in string. This is text as text, and you can localize this. Then vector, rotator, transform. Transform is actually vector plus a rotator. And also you can change scale if you want. Then we have this different type of stuff, but I'm not going to explain every single one. There's a lot of stuff going on. And then we have this event dispatcher. Event dispatcher actually allows you to connect different type of events and make them work simultaneously. This is not that useful for beginners. This is more advanced stuff. Yeah, but it is useful to know how event dispatcher works. All right, let's go to this part, details. You can already see these details. There's stuff exactly like in the map, but sometimes you get different type of details. For example, if I try to click on some variable, I can see here variable name, type, exposed. Let me create some standard one. You can find this instant editable, blueprint read only, expose and spawn, private, expose to cinematic, and category. So replication also. Let me explain. Variable name is the name of variable. It is easy enough to understand. Variable type I already explained. Description, you can add description to make it clear for you to understand what is this. Instant editable allows you to change here. For example, I compile and now I can change number, and I can change number even if I throw this in the vault. For example, here I can click here and you can see this new var because it is instant editable. And now I remove this, compile, save, and now I don't have that. So this allows you use this variable in the map. So I can change some stuff here. For example, compile and save. Click here and you can see this new variable here. Alright, now we have this blueprint read only. This is for making this variable untouchable for different type of blueprints. So you can change this value. Expose and spawn allows you to call this valuable from different blueprints, and you can change that in that blueprints. At private, make this valuable immune to change from another blueprints. So maybe you have access to this blueprint, but you can't change this one from other blueprints because it is private. Export to cinematics allows you to change these variables from cinematics, from cutscenes. So if you need to change it in the cinematics, you need to make this checked. Then this is category. You can add this just for ordering stuff. For example, this is default. I can make this, for example, portable. Okay, now I have this portable category. Slider, you can add some limitations, for example, from 1 to 3. And now this can be only from 1 to 3. And it can go anyway. Then we have this value range, which does almost the same, but this is not slider, so you can just click and drag and drop and change value. Then replication is for multiplayer. You can make this replicated. So you can add this in your servers and make the game, make this value is useful for a multiplayer game. Alright, let's remove this one. Now we have this was our details. Now we have this events, for example. You can call events, and we have these different events. Let's start from the common ones, which is begin play. Begin play is the event that starts from the start of this blueprint and start of the game. So at the start of the game, this will trigger. Then we'll trigger this event tick. Event tick works every time. This is just event which called every frame. If you enable this one, for example, you add some code, this will work. This is the most expensive event for your processor. So for optimization purposes, you need to use event tick as less as possible. Then you have this actor begin overlap. This is when something hit your object, and begin overlap allows when you have trigger. We don't have actual trigger for now. We have this box, and here we have actual trigger. On component begin overlap, for example. This is the same, but only for this component box. And the trick is in the box we have these sizes, and we can change them, for example, to 80, 80, and 80. This is size of this box. You can see now it is bigger than our actual box. But on the other side, this is not blocking volume, so you can go through this one. For example, let me add this part to closer to our car, and let's start. Now you can see that box is bigger than our white box. Now check it out. I can hit our white box, so that collision has no blocking properties. We can add, actually, if we want, we can make that blocking volume. Now it's overlap, but we can make that block. And when I make this blocked, so now I can touch this white box because that invisible box will stop me. You can see I can't touch. This is because we make this blocked. This is a collision preset. I'm going to make this overlap all dynamics. Compile and save. Now let's add some logic and let's check out how it works. For example, we have this event. Event is the stuff that allows us to start some code. This event will start when we overlap this box with our car, for example. This other actor, for example, is our car. This is actor that connects. This is the actor that contacts our collision, and currently we can only contact with our car, so let's add other actor. We can cast to, and we can find our car, which is vehicle. I guess this vehicle advanced pawn. Okay, if this is our car, then we have this cast succeed. If not, this will be cast failed. And this is actually our car. So let's make this part. Let's destroy actor. Destroy actor allows to remove that actor from the game. So currently we created event. We create some action to check out some values. For example, now we know that the actor is vehicle, then it will be destroyed. And this is actual action. This is check, this is action. Alright, let's try out. If I touch this box, I must be destroyed. And you can see my car is destroyed. Yeah, we have this problem because in the blueprint of vehicle we don't have a situation where our car is destroyed, and we get this problem, but this is not game breaking for now. We can keep it like this. Also, I want to make this delayed, so I can add delay. You can right click and type delay, or you can use letter D and left mouse button. Now I want to make this duration something like 4 seconds. Then I want to add another node. I want to spawn particle emitter attached. Alright, emitter template, I'm going to use this fire. This is from starter content. If you don't have starter content, you can click here, add feature on content pack, click on content and content starter content here, add to project. Alright, p fire. Then attach the component. We need to call here get mesh and connect mesh to here. Okay, now let's keep this like this one, and after delay destroy actor. Alright, and the particle system we can change particle here as well to fire. Compile and save. Let's add after delay another spawn attach emitter. Connect it here. And instead of fire, let's add here explosion. And let's add another delay. 0.2 seconds is enough, just to make sure that we will see our explosion before our character will die. So now let's try. You can see that box is flaming. And let's try to connect. Okay, now our car is... Yeah, 0.2 is too small number. Let's make this 1 second, for example. Compile and save. And let's change scale of this emitter to 2. Okay, compile. Let's start in the vehicle example map. Okay, let's contact to our box and watch out how it looks like. Now our car is burning, and then our car is explode. Okay. Explosion is like this. Okay, let's make explosion scaled as well. And let's make delay 0.5, I guess, or 0.6. Okay. And boom, and our car is destroyed. Alright. Now we created somewhere basic blueprint. We used our overlap. We used to cast in for find out who is that actor. Then if it is a player character, we create emitter. So we create actual particle effect of fire and our car becomes burning. Then we add delay to make sure that we will see this for 4 seconds. Then we add another emitter for explosion, and then we add little delay to to make sure that we will see our emitter and then we destroy our car. Yeah. Also, you can add some different type of additions. You can, for example, in the begin play, add some stuff. For example, what we can add? Audio? No. Let's add... Okay. Let's add some particle. Yeah, let's add this particle pfire from this begin play. Now we don't have template. We can use this particle, drag and drop here. And let's in the begin play add our fire. But before that, let's go here and check out that we don't have actually our fire here now. And I'm going to make it closer to character. Okay, now I start. And we don't have fire emitter anywhere near. You can see this is just a white box. Okay, now in the begin play I can here set template. I can set template because I click here. You can see in the particle system you have this template and you here find your pfire. This is our template and you can always set everything that you can find here. For example, what we have? Custom time dilation. Okay, set custom time dilation. You can see I can set it. Also, what do you want more? Set visible. Set visible. You can set visibility as well. So you can always set everything that you can find here. These properties and you can set them. Or you can get them. For example, you can get template if you have template, but actually we don't have. But if you have, you can get template. This is if you want to check out, for example, is this a fire, for example, and so on. Let's currently set template and let's add our fire, set pfire, compile and save. Okay, now you can see fire is here, but we don't add it here. We don't add in the viewport. We don't have this particle at the start. We added it using our code, using event begin play. All right. Let's add some adjustments. For example, let's set scale. Okay. Set world scale 3D. And I'm going to use this world scale. And now let's change scale to 333. Compile, save, and let's play. Now you can see fire is much bigger. Yeah. So for the start, I think this is enough. In the next video, we'll continue this exploration of Blueprint. But for now, I think this is enough. I hope you enjoyed. If so, hit the like button, share comments what you want to see next, subscribe to the channel, and most importantly, enjoy. See ya!